Hello and welcome back to Flipping Motors UK. What's been going on since the last video? Well, I'll be totally honest with you, not a massive amount. So the Audi I've just finished cleaning. It's had a nice polish, a deep clean, all the arches, everything, and it's come up really clean, really tidy as we expected. The inside I really didn't have to do much. We'll give it a quick hoover and a bit of a spray, but I mean, I think I was wasting my time giving it a deep clean, wasn't I, to be honest? I mean, look at it. Come up absolutely superb. Look at that. Really, really clean. It's going to make a fantastic car for someone. This 4 grand takes this car, it's one owner from new, and it drives absolutely superb. But I have a bit of a query on one of my other cars, and I'm going to show you very shortly, and just see what you guys think. Pop it in the comments, and I'd like to see your opinion. I know we're all in different parts of the UK, but I'm quite shocked that one of my cars hasn't sold. This Mini still sat there, hasn't moved. I'm going to do a little bit of diagnosis today, see if there is potentially head gasket fault. If it is just a bit of a coolant leak somewhere and there's nothing wrong with a head gasket, we might go ahead and start getting a gearbox for it. They're not too expensive. It's a fairly tidy car. It needs a good hour troll on the trims to get looking better. I do apologise for wind noise. One thing I cannot control, sadly. But overall, it's a pretty tidy car. The wheels could do with a lick of paint. It's just had new brakes on it. It's got a lot going for it. But if it needs a head gasket and a gearbox, then it's, well, it's probably just going to get sent, give it a quick clean and get it sent back to where it came from, because I don't have time for that. Let's have a look at the other car in question as well, because I do want to know what you guys think. I know we're all over UK, but someone might be able to help or put a bit of insight on it. So as always, I mean, you guys might have had a similar experience in your cars. The Focus, I found a gearbox that I'm going to try and pick that up today. It's in Shipley, just over Hills Drive. We will make a car out of that. This little 107 is one of the cars in question. So, it's all nice and clean. It's been advertised, looks absolutely superb on the pictures. However, why is it not selling? I had one guy come, and to be honest, he was a bit of a time waster, to be totally honest. I think he was going down, he was after a small car for his daughter, and for him to run to work for now until she passes a test. But he's gone down from like a newer Kia Sportage, so obviously it is a bit of a downgrade, let's be totally honest. But I think he struggled with that. He didn't say anything along them lines, but I think he was struggling to comprehend that. Why isn't it selling? It's a tidy car, it looks great, it's definitely advertised, right? I mean, have a look at my advert on LCCS Trade Cars Darlington. Tell me if there's anything wrong. It's advertised in the same way as all my other cars are. It's been on sale over a week. These should not hang around. But it's not just this car. I have trouble with these cars. Now I know, I'll get inside actually to avoid the wind noise. We'll have a bit of a chat about it. I know that the most subscribed to channel other than mine by my followers is Car UK. And as we all know, Lee, he loves a 107 Aygo in particular, or a C1. He'd snap this car up, he'd put it on his pitch, and it would probably be gone in absolutely no time. But at 1,500 quid, it would be gone in the same day. Why isn't it up here? I mean, Lee's in Cheshire. Is that so much different to the North East in Crewe, where he's based? I'm obviously in Darlington in the North East. Like I mentioned in the previous video, the Q3 proved very popular because it's a lot of flash for a little bit of cash. Are people in the North East just a little bit, I wouldn't be seen dead in that. Is that how it is? Would there have, I sell Minis easy, Fiestas very easily. Are they a bit more self-conscious about the image, you could say? Not there's anything wrong with a 107 or an Aygo, a good looking little car. But are they a little bit too, I wouldn't say stuck up. Is it to do with my area? Because I'll be totally honest with you, I have to sell them really, really cheap to get rid of them. And they still take the time. We'll go back to the 3 from the previous video which I put on. I had 3 outside the unit, didn't I? This being one of them, which caused a bit of trouble. If this one goes for asking price, it makes me 80 quid. The silver 13 plate Aygo, which had less wrong with it, made about 150 quid, and the white one also made about 150 quid. That one cost me a clutch, which I wasn't expecting, but even if it wasn't for that, it would have made 400 quid. I know I do it right, I do it the same as Lee, you know, do all the water ingress kits and all the common issues with them. Why aren't they selling? Is it just a case of areas? They're certainly not too cheap, because I see a lot of other traders struggling to sell them around here as well. Is it just the area? I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I don't struggle to sell a £4 high mileage Q3 in a couple of days. So why are these hanging around? If you think you know, let me know in the comments by all means. But I think it is just an area thing, and it's maybe not the right cars for me to be buying. Yes, they're easy to do up, but they're certainly not that easy to sell, and there's not really any money in it. So what's the point? I'll have sold 3 cars here for about 400-500 quid, and trust me, a lot of work has gone into it as well. Like I say, I've managed to sort a gearbox. I just need to go and get that picked up next couple of days from Shipley. I've got the clutch already sorted, the gear knob which I wanted to do, and then JPM are going to find out why there's a slight knock from the front and get it MOT'd. But I think we'll make a nice car out of that, and again, not that much profit. This Astra I bought a little while ago. This is the one that I butchered the front bumper on, so I put a new one on. To be fair, I don't think I've done too bad a job. Once it's all cleaned up and the full car's been polished, I think that'll come up really nice, to be fair. It's only a base model, it's the exclusive, but it's a 1.4 petrol, and to be fair, it drives really, really well. It has had bits of paint previously on the car, but it's got about 9 months MOT. Like I say, I think it just needs a bit of love. A good polish and a good clean up on this car will transform it. It's looking a bit sorry for itself at the moment. It's not too bad inside, I don't think. This was a BCA bargain until I butchered the front bumper. There's been a little bit of backwards and forwards. It runs really well. I'll show you. It runs really well. There's no rattles from the timing chain or nothing. I think that's telling us it needs a bit of fuel. No, it's not. There's a fault with the car. Code 82. That wasn't on yesterday, so that needs looking at. And so I'm going to have to rely on a trusty top don to have a look at that. If that's something to do with a lambda sensor, I know it has just had a flexi pipe, and Jim did say it was a bit of a pain, so we'll see why it's reading that. But I've picked it up a few times and things have been sorted, but I can't get that to work for temperature gauge. He says, oh, it's got working again. I'll go and pick it up and it's not working. And obviously it's going to have to go back to this code 82, which, like I say, that's not a service light on a Vauxhall. That is a fault. So we're going to have to get that back to the garage, and we're back to square one. But yeah, bit of a pain really. Oh, radio's on. Oh, well, it's on and off by the look of it. There we go. So that needs looking at again. But Astras, we have no trouble selling these up here. They absolutely fly out. And once we've got them stupid codes out the way, it's only got 98,000 miles as well, which is pretty good. But for now, let's get away from all these heaps of junk. Let's go and get this Audi pictured, because this one is an absolute beauty. I'd probably say it's about the nicest car I've ever sold. Absolutely stunning, and it drives fantastic. Been driving around it for a few days and not had a problem at all. There we go. So the last time we're going to see the Audi on the channel, hopefully. I think it's fair to say it's come up lovely. As you all know, I do pictures all the way around the car, front and rear. We open the boot up, and then plenty of the interior. I do take pride in how I clean the interior of the car, so they always come up quite well, and it's very, very photogenic. Now it's like this nice little location just behind Blackwell, what's it called? Blackwell Grange in Downton. Quite a fancy hotel. And I think it's a perfect place to be shooting this lovely Audi. It does look a bit better in summer with all the trees and all green and so on, but I think for now the bare winter trees will have to do. It's still quite a nice setting, and I mean that's going to be the first shot people are going to see of this car, and just look at it. Wow. There we go, just took my gun round the block because it's fun. And this little Mini, I'm going to try and get that cleaned because it's probably going to go back through the auction and stuff I'm not happy with on that car. But look at that, I've just put a little bit of our Trob on there. What a difference that makes. By the way, the A3's up for sale. It's not on my page yet, but I have advertised it on Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully we won't need Auto Trader to get it gone because it's a beautiful car and I'm pretty confident that whoever comes to see this will buy it. There's no reason you'd turn that car down, it's immaculate. Anyway, just a little short one, bit of an update. Still got my cars to work on over here as well. Plenty going on. I've got the battery on the old BM, so that starts now. For anyone that hasn't seen it, well, it's an old 325. I don't know what to do with it. I'll probably sell it. But it's been running away a little bit and it sounds like that. It sounds absolutely beautiful. Right, gonna try and get this Mini cleaned anyway. I've got the money. I don't think there's any money in this. The Mini running away here in the background. Got it all cleaned up. It's got all right to be fair. It's a nice car somewhere deep down. But I've cleaned up all the engine bay because I want to find out, is that just a leak? Because there was no coolant in it. I think we're gonna have to wait till it's all dried off for really. Is it pressurising? Is there a head gasket fault? I hope it's not an head gasket, because if it is, it's definitely going a journey. But, I mean, it's 185,000 miles, if that's not worth 1,500 quid. We know there's definitely a third gear synchro fault, so we'll have to look into that. But, I mean, if I had to put a gearbox and a clutch in it, only us is just over 600 quid. So, it might be worth doing if that's the case, but I do want to find out first, because if we're faffing about the cars that need head gaskets and lots of other bits and pieces, it's absolutely pointless, isn't it? A little bit of an update before I do end this video. So the Astra, it was just a service light. Not normally get that lucky, to be fair, but I do obviously still need the temperature gauge looking at. It's definitely a nice car somewhere deep down on this one. It's not going to be perfect, but it's not going to be a lot of money either. And it is a nice, reliable, cheap to run little family car for someone that will be ideal. Not really had any bites on the A3 today. Mini, I've given it a good clean around the arches and so on, around the bonnet. It's been running for probably an hour and a half now. And to be honest with you, the coolant seems pretty good. There's heat coming through in the cabin. I do want it to dry off properly so I can see if there's any obvious leaks. I'm going to pop the cap on now. So I do want to know if it's pressurising and so on. We'll check that shortly. But I'm not going to be here much longer today, to be honest with you. I've got the gearbox to still go and pick up from Shipley, and it's now 3 o'clock. So there's plenty on, plenty to be getting on with. But yeah, no rest for the wicked. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Just a bit of a quick update one. And like I say, let me know in the comments, why isn't that 107 selling? Why don't I do well up here in the northeast? And why don't I make any money? Anyway, thanks again guys, I'll catch up with you on the next video. Take care now, goodbye.